So I completed the following season three, um, and I, of course, only have vague recollections of seasons one and two, but enough memory that I noticed it only got 2 stars uh, based on me. So obviously, I wasn't very impressed with seasons one and two, and I'm equally underwhelmed with season three, especially the desperate and pathetic use of vagina monologuing. It's just prevalent. It's a lazy, worthless tool, pretty much, which says it all for this show. I mean, yes, it's fun, obviously. First of all, no one gets executed within a year of sentencing to death. I mean, seriously, some states. I think actually Virginia is somewhere between 4 and 5 years. It's one of the fastest states to death for that sentence, which is all good. Get rid of them as long as you get rid of the right ones. And cops are so easy to frame people. I mean, of course, in this, even the dirty cops are honest enough to only get the bad people. They're not like, he's a bad guy, so we're going to put something else on him because it'll make my day easier. They're actually being bad cops and breaking all the constitutional rights and all the laws and all the ethics involved in this to lazy man their way. I mean, seriously, and yes, that these worlds that they present do actually exist. All of these things that they show do actually exist, and as we all know, it's a standard basic knowledge. There are somewhere in the neighborhood of 3 dozen at any given moment. There are 3 dozen active serial killers in the U.S., which means that the FBI is following these cases. And these are ones that have been determined to be serial killers. These are not the fledglings that are coming up on their first murder. Um, but the biggest problem always that happens here is because, of course, for your sake, they have to make everyone look crazy. Uh, well, the majority of serial killers are sociopaths, which means they're not going to have an emotional breakdown. A psychopath, now, and there's a lot of, I did an actual one of these on that. A psychopath to me means that's the unstable one that will be equally dangerous in the short term, but most likely burn out faster. A sociopath is the one that's emotionally vacant. And not all of them become murderers. Most of them become CEOs and politicians. But the seriously, but quite frankly, you don't mix the two. You don't start out as a sociopath and hit a stumbling stone and become a psychopath. It does not happen. You're either a sociopath or a psychopath. You're not. There's no crossover. A sociopath also requires a level of intelligence far beyond most psychopaths. Psychopaths, basically your typical police officer or your average criminal or athlete. Those are your psychopaths. Um, Sociopaths are, like I said, generally of higher intellect, which does not necessitate a wealth or position. And but yeah, lazy writing. They didn't obviously know 90% of this stuff, or they did, but then there's that other thing. If we actually make this too realistic, then we could be the next Helter Skelter thing, which is basically the I learned it on this show, which happened with How to Get Away with Murder. which is another poorly written show. And luckily for the police, the people followed the really bad script.